Why, in every store of this blasphemous region, was there always a shopping cart with one wobbly wheel? Was there a mandate from those pesky lawmakers that required it? Did the stores have some sort of analytics department that showed an annoyed customer spends more? That last thought was too evil, even for me, but I wouldn't put it past corporations to... Hey! A voice shouted behind me. A familiar voice. Her voice. I slowly turned to face the woman, partially for dramatic effect, and partially because I wasn't exactly a spring chicken. "Grandmommy Longegs," she said, as Ankle Woman halted her shopping cart behind mine. "I didn't know you ate human food. I always thought you just ate the flies caught in your webs." "What's that, Ankle Woman?" I said, still clutching to the shopping cart's handle for support. "I couldn't quite hear you. Seems I forgot my hearing aids at home." I turned back to my cart, hoping to avoid any further unpleasantness. "Oh, no, you don't get to play the old lady card now. Not after I saw what you did to all those plague bots back at the Fortress of Doomitude," Ankle Woman said, stepping in front of my cart. How sad. "Look, Matilda, I don't want to do this. Not today. Can we push it back to tomorrow?" Anchor Woman paused mid-reply. "I won't let you terrorize What?" "I want to buy these groceries, go home, and have a nice bowl of porridge," I said, as I struggled to maneuver the shopping trolley around the superheroine. "Or maybe a nice glass of whey. Can you please move?" Ankle Woman glanced around, noticing the small but growing crowd of shoppers that were staring at us. No, justice doesn't wait for anyone," she said, struggling to regain her composure. "Then why's my court case not for 3 months?" an onlooker asked, before he swiftly received an elbow to the ribs by his wife. "Not that kind," Ankle Woman tried to reply, but the couple had already retreated from speaking distance. "Can you please let an old woman buy her groceries?" I said, trying to sound as weak and helpless as I looked. "Yeah, leave her alone," someone else chimed from the crowd. "But this is a supervillain," Ankle Woman said, taking a shaky step back. "She's Grandmommy Longlegs." "Sure, and I'm Magma Carter," the brave man in the crowd said. "Now leave her alone before I get the manager." As the ever-expanding crowd of shoppers closed in, forming a protective barrier between Ankle Woman and myself, I backed my cart out to freedom. If my spider minions felt that I was in danger, they would flood the Walmart produce section, and I would have to find yet another grocery store to frequent. "But you don't understand," Ankle Woman cried, trying to shoulder her way through the crowd. "She's a murderer, a villain, a scoundrel." "She's damn near 80 years old," I heard someone else say. I didn't turn around to see who it was, even though I wanted to thank them for assuming I was so young. I was helped through checkout by an enthusiastic young man who offered to help me bring the groceries to my car. I graciously accepted as I extracted my 8-legged walker from the bottom of the car. "Do you want the groceries in your trunk or in your seat?" he asked, as we neared my station wagon. "Trunk, please," I said. I kept my distance as the man opened the large rear door. My most beloved minions leapt from the trunk, sinking their fangs into his exposed flesh and spreading their webs around his limbs. I hummed a little tune to myself as I unloaded the shopping cart into the now empty trunk, ignoring the struggles of the man behind me. His efforts were in vain, but I didn't want to waste his dwindling time left by telling him. "Okay, dearies, back in the car. Let's go home," I said cheerfully. My minions happily complied, dragging their own meal into the trunk and closing the door behind them. They carefully arranged the man around my groceries, making sure not to crush any delicate items. I smiled to myself as I slipped into the passenger seat. The spiders rearranged themselves, taking their place by both pedals and lashing the wheel with webs. "Home, please?" I asked, and my arcanic chauffeur began the long drive back to our lair.